Well, welcome, my sewing friends. So glad you all are here with me today. That'll hang right there. It won't. We're going to make a baby quilt today. A rag quilt. A rag quilt for a baby. And no, we don't make it out of rags. It's just how we finish it. I love to make these little quilts. They're so quick. So easy to put together. Once you get your pieces cut, which I did that last night, that takes a hot minute or two, and you get your design laid out the way you want it, a rag quilt goes together really fast. They really do. You don't have to quilt it. That's the love of it. You don't actually quilt it. And here's my design. I drew me a little pattern. So I'd know what went where, and I've got all of my pieces cut right here. These are all the pieces for the front and the middle, because I put flannel in the middle, and my pieces for the top. And actually I'm going to take those two out because I found something else I wanted to use instead. Found this, which I really like it better. And then here are pieces for the back, which these are just in big strips, big long strips. Okay, so we add those at the very end. Our backing pieces go on at the very end. So you don't have to bind this. No, you do not. You literally just get to sew it together and clip all of your seams, throw it in the washing machine, and it is good to go. So if you're just wanting to get started quilting and patchwork quilting, and you want to start piecing stuff and getting your stuff together to piece, I feel like y'all are way up there on the ceiling, getting your things together to piece, rag quilts are the easiest way to get started. The simplest way to get started is just with a rag quilt. Okay, so it's still gloomy January. I know January's gloomy, and so we've got to find something to do. So what better thing to do than make quilts? I know. And sweatshirts. Got another one of those coming. Maybe tomorrow. I'll get it recorded for you all. I actually got 2 more sweatshirts to record for you all. Yes, I do. So let's get started. Like I said, this is my chart. Can y'all see? I don't know if y'all can read it or not. Let's see. Maybe you can. And those straight lines there, right here, like right here, and right up here, that just means this whole entire square in here is solid blue. Okay, because it's a baby boy, a little baby boy. It's just so precious. Children are gifts from God, you all. And anybody that struggles with infertility knows what a miracle they are, and how precious they are. So take those babies to church, not because you want them to be perfect, but because you want them to know where to go when they mess up. And that's to church. Okay? That's my spiel about taking babies to church. Because we want them to know that if they mess up, they can go to church and you know, things are okay. God forgives you. He does. And where I cut that white, like furry stuff, it is all over everything. I'll have to get out my vacuum cleaner, I believe. Alright. And our middle is flannel. And I cut 10-inch squares because I want them finished to be 8-inch squares. And they may be less than that. No, they'll be 8-inch squares. Because we're going to put an inch seam all the way around them. Okay? Because we want a wide seam because we're going to clip it so it'll be raggy looking, right? And I cut 2 for the center. because I wanted a little more weight than just a one thickness. So I cut 2 thicknesses of white flannel for each square. So to start with, we are going to do, let's get our pattern here. I need me a board over here that I can pin things to. All right, I'm gonna hang it right over here. See, I'm gonna hang it right here. So I can see it. You probably might not be able to, but I can, okay? And I'm going to start with a giraffe print, which is this right here. I think this is so pretty. It's minky, you all. And I know wish you could touch it. Reach up here and touch it and feel how soft. And then we're going to get us two middle squares. Right like this. And y'all sew these wrong sides together because you want your seam to be on this side, okay? And then the next piece is a flannel dot piece, okay? And we need 2 of these for it. And then our flannel dots, which is right here. Our flannel dot. All right, so we have here in our sandwich, our quilt sandwich, our first block and the pieces that go behind it. We have our second block and the pieces that go behind it. Okay? Let me get my little clips sitting right here at me. They are. They're sitting right here beside me. I just couldn't find them. Because they were a snake right here, they would have bit me. I've organized stuff up here and that, you know, that kind of throws us off. All right, we're going to put 2 or 3 clips across here just to hold all this together. The flannel also helps things from moving because it's really and like I said, you don't have to quilt this. You can. If you want to add quilting to it, you can. You absolutely can add quilting to these. Don't think that you cannot. I just choose not to because I want it to be quick and easy. And because it's sewn in the seams and it's fabric, it's not batting. If you use batting, you probably do need to quilt it a little bit, but you also need to remember to cut it smaller than your actual quilt pieces because it will not rag, okay?
I'm hot.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to over here to the machine. You can't serge this because if you do, you don't have anything to rag. So we're going over to the machine and I'm gonna show you how we sew this up. Okay, like I said, you want to sew this at a 1-inch seam because that's the seam allowance that I have cut into it. And I took me a Sharpie a long time ago. Y'all can see that this is 6-inch mark from my needle back to here. This from here to here is 6 inches. This is 1 inch, 2, 3, 4, and 6 inches here. Okay, so y'all see, I wanted marks that I could have, so I just took me a Sharpie so I would know. And we're just going to sew this with a straight stitch right straight down through here. And as long as that's not sewing over that clip, you can just leave them on there till the end, okay? And you want to keep your mark right here so you've got your 1 inch. You want to sew all the way to the end and you want to kind of back stitch it just a little bit. Couple of stitches. Okay, there's that one. All right. Now then, we're going to open it up just like this. See, that's the inside. See our inside? Try to bring y'all over here. That's our inside right there. This is our outside. Okay? Right like this. And this right here is what we'll clip to make our nice fluffy fringe, okay? Now then, we've got to get our next block. I'm going to bring them all over here, so y'all just hold on. Okay, now then, this is the one we want to add the next piece to, is this one right here. All right, and it is a piece of, I called it a print. Okay, so on the back side, where we want to go, we want to lay down our 2 pieces of white flannel, because that's our middle. Okay, and then we want to get one of our print pieces, which is right here. Right here. This is our print. Isn't that cute? All right, and you want to make sure that you get it turned the right direction. Okay? If it's a directional print, and this one is. All right, so here we go. I'll put my clips back on here. Make sure they're all your pieces are even. Oops, I turned that one wrong way. Turn it this way. About to mess up, you all. I'm so used to sewing right sides, pretty sides together, that I'm about to forget that they need to be on the outside. Okay, now then, see, we're going to sew this one. Is that right? Yeah, I guess it is. No. Yeah. No. Okay, I got to turn this over. I've got it upside down. See, you have to stop and think a minute, y'all. Have to stop and think a minute. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, now then, yes, this will be the right way. Yes, okay. Now then, we're going to sew this one, just like I said, at the 1-inch seam mark right here. Okay, there's block number 3. Now we can take these off and we'll turn it like that, and we need our 2 pieces of flannel. You can use 1, you can use batting, whatever. I just chose to use 2 because I wanted it a little heavier, because he might get cold. Or this might be a play quilt, you know, that she lays on the floor for him to play on. So, you know. And our next piece is a yellow stripe, which is right here. The only piece we have to be concerned with is our printed piece, okay? You need to make sure we always get it in the right place and in the right configuration. Some people, when they're quilting, go ahead and lay out all their blocks in rows. I just decided to make me a little chart to go by, because in case I forget where one goes, I'll have my chart, because I'm just as likely as not to do that. Okay. There's our 4 across. We got 2 more to go. Okay, here is row number 1. Right here. This is row number 1. Y'all back here a little bit. Right here, row number 1. Okay? This is how big our quilt's going to be squared. So it'll be a good size. Maybe too big. But like I said, she can lay it on the floor and let it be a play quilt. And as it gets a little bit bigger, then he can get under it and so forth. So there's row number 1. I'm going to finish the other 5 rows. And I'll bring y'all back to show you how we put the entire thing together with 5 seams. 6 seams. Okay, so I'll be back in just a little bit with the other 5 rows completed, and then we're going to do 6 more seams and it'll all be done. Okay, we've got our, to bring y'all over here, we have our 6 rows right here, and I've got them laid here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right like that. Now this comes the fun part. This is where we do our flipping sew. Okay, this is where we put our back on, like this, just like we did our other. Actually, I need to trim this one right here just a little bit. Had a pair of scissors. Here they are. This one right here is just a little bit off right there, which will be fine, but there we go. Just even that up a little bit. Alright, now then we put these, the first row goes together just like it's supposed to look when we're finished. Gotta pull this over because that needs to be cut off. Okay. And then our next row goes get it started right, and then we'll come in and we'll clip it. Okay, now this one, the back side is where the right sides go together. Y'all remember that, okay? Here's another piece of our backing right here. Go ahead, clip this, and then we'll come in and clip our other to it. It'll be easier that way. And I press the seams open. You want the seams pressed open because you are going to be hard enough to go across. And you want to make sure that your edges are all even. Okay. Now then, we've got to add this piece on next. And it needs to go this way. Okay? Because you want this to be right sides up with, you want it to lay like this. Needs to be the top, okay? So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna match up these sides right here. There's that piece, and these are longer, that's okay. And that one, that's what you want to match. And then you want to match your, oh, gotta turn it the other way. I had it right. See, you have to stop and think a minute. And for this, I will put a walking foot on my machine because you want, it's really thick. This is extra thick. You just want to match up those seams. See, right here we came out to even on the end right there, right where we need to be. All right, I'm gonna go over there and sew that, and then we're gonna flip this piece up just like this, and then we'll put our next row on. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, we have one more strip to put on here. And it goes, let's turn this over. Goes right up here. See, this is our back side. See how our seams in there? All inside seams on this side. It all outside seams on this side. So we'll come through here and put some clips. Okay, so I just pulled this edge up and put some clips in it all the way across. Okay, so that doesn't slide down. Now then, this is our last backing piece, and they go right sides together. Okay, your pretty sides together. And I'm going to clip it so that they're all even. If you try to do it all at one time, it seems like these fabrics, especially the minkies, are kind of slippery and they want to slip and slide, and they don't hold up like they should, because see how they want to roll? So alright, there's all of our strips. Oh, mercy. It's a big old quilt, you all. It's bigger than I usually make for babies. But here it is. This is the top. You know, we didn't sew around this yet. We've got to sew it. Or the bottom, rather. I've got it upside down. But this is a big old baby quilt. Sure is. This is the back of it. I know y'all can't really see it, but this is big enough for me, isn't it? Be big enough for Mama and Baby both to get under if they're in a rocking chair or something like that. Now then, we got to sew around the edge. So I'll sit right here and do this with y'all. This piece, the two end pieces, top and bottom row pieces, we're going to have to clip these so that they'll stay put while we sew. Okay? The others will stay because they're in a seam. But these two we have to do like this. Then we're going to take it over here and cut the edge of it. Now then, I'm going to work my way around to the other side. And as I do that, I'm going to trim this off. Just even, right down through there. Just like this. Well, don't y'all fall over now. Y'all are about to die. Gotta get you a new battery. Put you on some life support. Okay, yeah, you all died on me. I've got y'all back on, brought you back to life. Now I've got this ready, and I'm just going to start and sew 1 inch all the way around this edge, okay? And then it'll be ready for us to snip and wash, okay? Yeah, I saw that. Here is our finished quilt. Hope you all can see it. I'll still got to clip it and wash it, but here she is. I think it turned out very nice. I'll get this trimmed and get it clipped, and for that I'm going to use these, well, not those, these right here. These are called ragging scissors. And you just come in here like this. You do not want to go to your seam. You know, you want to and then once it's washed, it just becomes all fluffy. And it gives the baby another texture. See? And it gets washed. And it's just all fun. Okay? I'll try to remember to get you all a picture of it, make you all a little video to end the video when it's all finished. So I'll be back when I get it all snipped and washed. Okay, y'all, here's our baby quilt. It's a good size baby quilt. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? And look at all this. It's been washed and dried and snipped, and it becomes all fluffy. And I use a 1-inch seam. And here is the back of our rag quilt. I love to make baby quilts, rag quilts, because babies love textures and they love exploring and stuff. And I'd like to use all different kinds of textures in my fabrics. I like to use just plain cottons, and I like to use minky and flannel, and sometimes I've put terry cloth in there, I've put satin, I've put corduroy. All those textures help babies explore and learn, and they're really good to make texture quilts for babies. This one doesn't have anything but flannel and minky because that's all I had at the time, but I always do like to add some corduroy and sometimes some denim, lots of different textures. So it helps babies' sensory processing as they develop. So that's always fun. And I did use my little ragging scissors. I read somewhere where you could use 10 snips, but those things are so heavy, and you have to, they're just too heavy for me. But if that's what you've got and want to use it, I say go for it. But I do like my spring action scissors. They help your thumbs, and especially if you've got arthritis and stuff, they're really nice. So that's going to be all for this one. You all remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. That'll be all for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.